Back at Penn State University, JWHL. This is our second game here on the Varsity Rink between NAHA, the Winterhawks. Quite the year that they've put together so far. 11-1, 22 points, taking on Balmoral Hall. Blazers out of Winnipeg, Manitoba are 5-3-1, 11 points. Two very stout defensive teams, but NAHA, the North American Hockey Academy, has tallied 65 goals so far this year. Roster littered with Division I commitments. They are in the red, white, and blue, as you would suspect. Balmoral Hall in the white sweaters. Puck is dropped, and we are underway. Another of the 28 games at Penn State University here this weekend. First game was won by Ridley College by a 5-2 final score, defeating Ottawa. Starting in goal for NAHA in this game is Ryan Basillo. 5-1, 156 goals against, 936 save percentage. And in net for Balmoral Hall is Megan Schroeder, 2-3-2, 286 goals against, and 897 save percentage. As this puck trickles in on her, and she's going to cover up after an initial push by the Blazers. So an attacking zone draw for the Winterhawks. Winterhawks are led in scoring by Alexi Guay, 24 points this year, headed to Boston College. Mara Wagner, 13 goals, is the team's leader in goals. Certainly a team that knows how to find the back of the net. Here comes Markovsky into the attacking zone. Markovsky peels along the boards, tries to get it back to the point, couldn't get it through, looking for Nikki Legou. And the Blazers try to get it out of their own end, and do up the far boards. Nice play to get it to the Winterhawks line and dumped in before heading off for a change for Sandilands. Darcy Jo Hall out of her own end, jumping into the rush. Goes along the boards, 2019 grad year. Number 7 Jo Hall trying to center there, could not. Stumbling at the end boards. Unable to get the puck through was Emily Preve. Back to center it comes, collared in there by Graves. And shot by Preve to the Blazers line. Not into the zone, now dumped in by Crayenbill. She'll head off and change as the Winterhawks are hemmed in their own zone here a bit. No score, 1:35 into the first period. Second game here on the Varsity Rink, strolling the blue line. A fluttering shot goes high from Chelsea Deninin, beg your pardon. High the netminder Basillo. Puck still behind the NAHA goal. Here it's Graves up the far boards. Tapped on through to center. Esposito at the red line though. Starts the rush back the other way. Knifing between the rings. Here's a shot. Save made on the captain Kvar. Good blocker save by Basillo, and now her team looks for its first shot of the game. Peeling wide, it's a soft shot, sticked away. Released by Sydney Fess. So Schroeder's 1 for 1 in net. Kvar will chip and change. Takes a little shot at center, using her size to create that last opportunity. 6 goals, team lead for the captain. She's headed to St. Cloud State. So certainly a player to watch here, number 18 in white and green throughout the course of this one. Balmoral Hall, D-to-D at its own line. Passing a 2-on-1 into the NAHA zone. A shot from the far circle in and out of the mitt of Basillo. Rebound out front, pried back on goal. And Basillo makes the save. Scoring opportunity for Ashlyn Zaharia. 2021 forward. 2 goals, 3 assists that time, so they couldn't capitalize on the early odd man rush. Face off to Basillo's left, 1 clean. High slot shot by Tyson. Blocked away into the corner. Now comes along into the near corner. Dana Gertson has it tied up there. Leaks through to center. NAHA pursues in the attacking zone. Player goes in hard to the end boards. And a whistle to stop play. And to her feet comes Janae Cockerill. Appears to be okay. And a penalty against NAHA, the Winterhawks. So they'll be down a man. Early power play. For the Blazers. And now they're going to wave off the penalty, so no penalty on the play. Had a player in the box, and now the Winterhawks are going to have that player skate back onto the ice. Markovsky near circle on the draw in the attacking zone, out-drilled by Var. Up the ice come the Blazers. Centering pass. Var out front, knifes in, backhander wide. Good scoring opportunity again for Balmoral Hall. Leaks on through off his skate. At the Blazers line. Couldn't be possessed. Var back the other way. We're into the Winterhawk zone. Blocked away though by Nicky Legou, who's headed to Robert Morris. And now we're going to have the game's first penalty. Chelsea Deninen tripped up Stella Scott on the rush. And Deninen takes the penalty for Balmoral Hall. So what appeared to be an early power play for the Blazers now turns into an early power play for the Winterhawks. 16-12 to go, first period, a 5-on-4 for NAHA. Here, this U-19's game, face-off won by Graves. And they'll begin to cycle here on this 5-on-4. To the blue line, far point, Bonifacio, back center point, return to Bonifacio. Slings it center point again. Shot from the high slot, that's blocked. Graves back to the point, gets the return feed out of the corner, centers back door off his skate and cleared. Good scoring opportunity there, but could not connect with Stella Scott, who is at the back door to the right of the netminder, Megan Schroeder. 1:19 remains on the power play. Deninen serving for the Blazers. Var back in her own end. And that one's rainbowed down the rink. It's another clear. No score, 4:45 into the opening period. Two of the top teams in the JWHL through center. Bjornsson gains the attacking zone. Closed off though at the half wall. Maintains possession of the puck. To the point it comes, D to D. Gway far point, center point shot. It's released and blocked off the stick of Sydney Fess. 20 points, she's headed to Boston College as well. And it comes through the wickets this time on Bjornsson. The Providence commitment. And Fess carries back in to the Balmoral Hall end. Pass to Fess, near corner on this 5-on-4. Centers all the way through past Joe Hall. Back to center. 18 seconds remain on the Winterhawks power play. No score, just over 5 minutes into this first period. Joe Hall up the ice. Joe Hall dancing, slot, backhander, save made by Schroeder. Joe Hall again will drive, and that one rises high, catches all glass. Deninen is out. Teams are even 5-on-5. A wrister from the half board, save made by Schroeder. Nicky Legou letting it fly. So the early penalty kill for the Blazers. And this game stays knotted with no score. Face off Schroeder's right. Markovsky on the draw in the attacking zone for the Winterhawks. Could not win it, and the Blazers get it to center. Guevara is lurking there. Chasing Sophie Holden and gets the steal along the boards. Her shot trying to go top shelf. Is turned away and the net knocked off its moorings. So whistle to stop play. 6:10 into this first. The boards. Misswagon rings it back to the near half board. Thyson's shot goes wide. Dumped in by NAHA and retrieved by Balmoral Hall after the change for the Winterhawks. Up the ice, there's some time to get it through. Esposito does hoist it down into the Winterhawk zone. Unable to excavate up the far boards and escape. Callie Forsberg had that tied up. Scrum along the wall. Winterhawks emerge with it. NAHA. Exit feed. Esposito bats it away. Ricochets back and drilled in by Deninen. This time up the far wing. Bjornsson gains the attacking zone from the slot. Her shot snatched by the netminder Schroeder. Face off to Schroeder's right. Side of the goal. Darcy Johal trying to get a scoring chance there. Cut away from the point again. That's fired on goal and a save made by Schroeder. Peppered here early. Sydney Fest with that hard slap shot from the near point. Face off one, Markovsky. Point to point. Wrister down low, looking for the redirect from Johal out front. Unable to get the tip. Fest moves it along the boards. Has it again, strolling the line. Into the far circle now. Centering feed all the way through. Ricochets and rattles out front. Emily Prive knocked down. Couldn't get it on. Fest will carry deep again. Goes towards the goal, looking for the return pass from Emily Prive. Prive in the high slot. Goes into the far circle. Shot through the crease from Fess. Back to the point, sprinting back, held in by Prive. Prive has it along the boards. Prive now, a chance in the slot. Kicks away from Markovsky. Off the bench, held in at the point for a moment by Stella Scott, leaks back to center. Prive fanned on the backhand pass at her own line. Does feather it through up the far wing. Meandering to the Blazers line, Stella Scott drills it in. She'll ride Bassett on her hip. Back to the point. And still held in there by NAHA. Great work along the boards by Nikki Legou. Now a chance for the Blazers up the ice, but saucered over the stick of Zaharia. So Balmoral Hall came out with some urgency, really pestering the Winterhawks early. But the last few minutes have been dominated by the team from Stowe, Vermont. And here they come again. Dumped in by Sophie Holden. Stella Scott had to hold the line there. Looked like maybe a chance for a 2-on-2 rush. They'll wind it deep and cycle. Worked back to the point. A wrister from the blue line, wide off the stick of Kennedy Cooper. And the puck crawls back down the ice once again. In towards the netminder Basillo. She'll hand aside for Delaney Bonifacio. Team skating with some intensity here early. Can tell this wasn't the 7:30 a.m. start time like the first game. This one, the 9:30 start time. Teams were a little sluggish to get going in game one. Who wasn't 7:30 this morning? I'm not sure they had the coffee brewing yet here at Pagula Ice Arena. Kennedy Cooper up the ice. Joined by Forsberg. Forsberg the pass. Bjornsson. Off a player at the side of the net. She has it again. Sweeps it back towards the point. Couldn't get it through to Fess. Retrieved deep by Miss Wagon. Miss Wagon into center ice. Dinnan. Dumps it in, heads off the change. Halfway point of the first period, no score between NAHA and Balmoral Hall. Here's Sydney Fess, all the way deep into the Blazers zone. Met though in the near corner by Bassett, lost the puck. Back to the blue line it comes, held in. Work it back to the center point. Waiting, Guay, the team's leading scorer, knifes on in deep, hands along the boards. Defenseman very active for the Winterhawks. Near point again, it's Fess. Fess past Guay, she'll angle deep. Johal out of the corner. Back along the boards it comes. Fess at the point, another shot. Block, trickles out front, loose. Shot on goal from a belly there. Schroeder just sticks it away. Comes back to center ice, and too many men on the ice for NAHA. So the last lady who got caught out there looked like an ill-advised change for Stella Scott, and the Winterhawks take a penalty. Now Balmoral Hall gets that first power play opportunity. Already have a penalty kill here. Darcy Joe Hall will serve the penalty. So a bench minor for 2 minutes, and the Blazers will go on their first power play. Unable to win the faceoff, though. And Emily Prive troubling Balmoral Hall School in its own end. Gavar slings it back. Here they come from their own territory through the neutral zone, gaining the Winterhawk zone. Miss Wagon was quarterbacking. Now Thyssen from the top of the near circle. Goes to Gavar at the center point. Hard pass, bangs down deep. Behind the net, patrolled by Ryan Busillo. Thyssen again. Gavar. Cross ice pass. Backhander down low. Rebound. Score! Kenna Shaw, Miss Wagon the goal. Her first of the year on the rebound. Got the backhander, beat the netminder. Busillo, who is sprawling back, and Balmoral Hall School takes advantage of its power play and goes in front 1-0. Comes at 11:29 of this opening period. Miss Wagon's first, that's a power play goal. And it's 1-0 in favor of the Blazers. They go right back on the attack. Here at even strength, stumbling behind the net. Back to her feet. Lyon out front again, scramble near the crease. The puck is still loose, no whistle. Lyon bats it into the air, swatted free. Claudia Lavender up the boards, wall up deep again. Sandilands now to the point. Stripped away there. Chance for a breakout for the Winterhawks. Cooper, shot, easy save for Schroeder sliding left. 7:44 left here in the first period. Balmoral Hall School leads North American Hockey Academy 1-0. Won by NAHA. Guay, shot, blocked, couldn't get it through. Back to center it comes. Very encouraging start for Balmoral Hall, scoring on the power play. And some good possession time here in this first period. That power play came after it looked like the Winterhawks were tipping the scale in their hand. Have to retrieve deep in their own end here. Good burst from Markovsky, back to secure it. Slings a cross-ice pass. Looked to be out of the reach of its intended target, Guay, but she gets it to center. Now a chance for Balmoral Hall back in to the attacking zone. Swung deep by Crayenbill. Stella Scott starts the rush. Graves. Graves with numbers. Graves below the circle. Looking out front. Graves instead goes back to the point. Holden. Shot hit the post. There was a lot of traffic in front of Schroeder. Crayenbill's scooting back to center, but the puck still in her own zone. Near circle, centering for Graves again. Backhander goes off a body. Cockerell rides her into the corner. Smacked up the boards. Back towards the near point, but Holden pinches in. Plays the puck down low. Return to Holden, comes free in the slot. A wind and a drive, blocked. Via Graves goes back to the point for Holden again. Holden slings it near circle. Juggled there. Legou slings it along the board. She has it again. Legou knifes between two. Shot through traffic. Blocked. Legou's side of the goal. Pitches it on. Schroeder trying to get back in her crease. Legou could not get the rebound back on net. Backhanded up the boards and through all the way down. And this puck appears to have enough steam for an icing. It does. 5:49 left in the first period. Balmoral Hall scoring on the power play. Kenna Shaw, Miss Wagon the goal, her first of the year. 2019 defenseman at 11:29 of the opening period here. giving her team the 1-0 lead. Bjornsson wins the face-off. Back to the point. They'll work it to the far point. Here's a wrister. Blocked out front. Bonifacio couldn't get that one through traffic. Smacked back down into the Winterhawk zone. Steered along by Spino up the boards and carried by Bjornsson back to the blue line, not out. Chip deep again. Zaharia giving chase. Rides the defenseman Bonifacio, this time through to center. Winterhawks escape. Good speed. Bjornsson into the attacking zone, but blown dead for an offside. Joined in the rush by Kennedy Cooper, and she entered the zone early. So now 5:28 left here in the first period. 1-0 lead for Balmoral Hall. NAHA has the league's leading scorer, Alexi Guay, 24 points. But they have been shut out so far here in the first period, despite some quality possession time and some high-quality chances against the netminder Schroeder. And here's a good look for Balmoral Hall, and that's a snipe that goes wide off the stick of Alex Yalowega. Placing at center, denies at the red line. Balmoral Hall will change. Offside here on North American Hockey Academy. Face-off comes back to center ice. 4:31 left in the first. 1-0. Blazers in front. Dumped in towards Schroeder. She'll cover. Face-off won by Balmoral Hall. See if they can escape their own end here. They do get the puck down the ice. Slithers deep into Winterhawks territory. Nikki Legou back with it. 2020 defenseman. Off the skate at center. Pinballs into the Blazers zone. Sophie Holden, who's headed to St. Lawrence, making sure that puck stays in the zone. Now it comes back to center, but quickly returns a pass to the line for Stella Scott. Winterhawks changing. Nikki Legou knocked off the puck, and a chance for the Blazers here 3-on-3. Just a wind and a rifling shot from center wide. Golfed up the boards and back to center ice. Taken there by Cooper. Cooper's pass into the Blazers zone. Quickly wristed back the other way. That goes off of Cray and Billen down, so no icing. And she got the tip at the red line. And here comes Dinnan. Dinnan towards the slot. Shoved back to center. Miswagon, who has the power play goal, belts it back in. 1-0. Balmoral Hall leads on that Miswagon tally. Came on the power play at 11:29 of this first. Here come the Winterhawks numbers if they hurry. It's a 3-on-3 now as the defenseman jumps back. A shot save made by Schroeder. Kennedy Cooper that try again. Great work by, it was the forward, Chelsea Dinnan, to get back on that play, preventing the 3-on-2 breakout. Second game here on the varsity sheet from Pagula Ice Arena at Penn State University. JWHL games going all the way through Sunday. Zaharia up the ice, cut off at the red stripe, now gets it back and slings it in. Off the end boards at Karams. Alexi Guay stripped behind the net. To the point it comes. Now work to the near point. Here's a wrister wide. Backside of the goal, pitched on, save, rebound try. A couple of tight angle saves by Ryan Busillo. Initial try from the point by Yalowega got it all set up. Now to center, race for the puck. Into the Blazers zone. Here's a shot from Callie Forsberg and a save by Schroeder. Face-off will come to her right. Won by NAHA. Point to point. Guay to Fess. Fess returns in the slot. Tip out front and wide of the goal. Picked up at the end, Dasher. Back to the point again, Guay. Guay this time fires off a leg. Off the skate of Cockerill. Cockerill far corner to the point, not out. Fess near point from Guay. Fess will shoot, blocked. Secured near corner, tossed right back out front and through. Crayenville the other way, cruising. From the red line, she'll shovel it in, peel off the change. 90 seconds left here in the first period. 1-0 Balmoral Hall on the power play tally that came at 11:29 of this first period. Cross ice pass finds Guay. Alexi Guay waiting for help. Finds the knifing in Graves. Graves drops it along the boards. Cycled back to the point. Shot blocked. Another drive sliding right. Schroeder kicks that off the side of her goal. Emily Prive had that chance. Quite a few opportunities for her in this first period. Blazers escaped their own end, but worked by the Winterhawks right back to the Blazers line. Cut off there by Kavar. She was very busy early. Has been a bit more tied up defensively here over the last couple of minutes. She bounces it in on goal, and tricky play there by Basillo, and the puck was sitting right along the goal line. Fortunately for her, teammate to the aid. Nikki Legou bolts behind her own net. 30 seconds left in the period. 1-0 Balmoral Hall in front. Up the ice meanders Stella Scott. Wheels wide. Stella Scott behind the goal. Peers out the far side. Along the boards, Bjornsson there. It's Bjornsson flipping it back to the point. And it leaks back to center ice. Sophie Holden back to her own line with 7. Pass back to the Blazers line. Forsberg gains the zone. Final 5 of the period. Into the corner. Ridden off the puck. And the period comes to a close with Balmoral Hall School leading 1-0 over NAHA. Through one period of play. The only goal in that period at 11:29. A power play goal for Kennesaw Misswagon. And our score 1-0. We'll be back with the second period here in just a bit. Balmoral Hall with the 1-0 lead thanks to the power play goal from Kennesaw Misswagon in that first period. NAHA, the highest scoring team in the league, was stifled by the goaltending of Megan Schroeder in that period. as they look for their first here, right on the attack, 15 seconds into this second stanza. Along the boards deep. Bounces past. Bjornsson carried out to center. Lugged through the neutral zone and chipped in by Kavar. And she's going to head off to change quickly here for the Blazers. The Blazers did not have much 5-on-5 offensive attack time after the first, I'd say the initial 2 or 3 minutes of that opening period. Winterhawks have it now. Bonifacio, 11 points on the year. Exit feed to center ice. It's tapped by Forsberg down. That's not going to have enough for an icing. So they'll be able to get the long change here to start this second period. 50 seconds in, 1-0. Blazers lead it out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, up the near boards. Shut off, though, at the red line by Alexi Guay, who's headed to Boston College. And here's a shot, stick save made by the netminder Schroeder. Prive with that try. Prive has had numerous shots on goal. And here she comes again. Emily Prive tucks it back. Far circle, waiting, a shot. That's blocked. Darcy Johal could not get that through. She had a few tries near the side of the goal in that first period. Chip and chase here for Crayenbill, wearing that white sweater and the green numeral 12. Held in at the blue line. A drive wide of the goal from Yalowega. Very active defenseman from the blue line. He's got a nice right-handed shot. Balmoral Hall ties it up in the NAHA zone. Winterhawks, though, come out of there with the puck, only momentarily, though, as Johal's tied up. Good work along the boards by Dana Gertson. Out of the far corner, rainbowed through center, off the heel of the intended target, Emily Prive. Puck back in to the Winterhawks zone, attempting to center out front. Caitlin Bassett, but no one was there. Now 1-on-5 for the Winterhawks at the other end, and Stella Scott will carry into the corner as her teammates change. Stella Scott rubbed off the puck at the end boards. Guay's in deep, and she'll sling it back deep for Scott. Scott out of the near corner. Scott off a body. Balmoral Hall finally gets to the puck in its own zone. Pinching in from the far point, Holden, trying to hem in the Blazers, and she ties it up again, far corner. Along the goal line, it's Holden. Holden looks to center. That's blocked. Finally forked up the wing and lassoed in by Kavar. Skates across the NAHA line, delayed offside on her shot. Lead pass back the other way for Stella Scott. Stella Scott 1-on-3. Her shot flubbed off the skate. Soccered by Sandilands. Cross ice feed through center, and a shot from the neutral zone by number 19, Rebecca Thiessen, and that's covered by the goaltender Ryan Basillo. Great numbers for her. 2020 grad year. 2019 on the other end for Megan Schroeder. 1-0 in favor of Schroeder's team. Balmoral Hall, the Blazers with the lead here with 16:35 to play in the second period. Puck is tied up in the Winterhawks zone. Centering pass out front, cut away. Good defensive play right out front by Nikki Legou. Centering feed was intended for Catherine Lyon, and now the Winterhawks ice the puck. Lyon backdoor, but great defensive play by Nikki Legou. 7 points, Robert Morris commitment. Face off back in Basillo's zone. Roberts isn't going to take it. It is still won by Balmoral Hall. Face off win by Crayenbill. Third forward is Dana Gertson. Off of Gertson through center and down. Retrieved by Alex Yalowega. Out of the corner. Saucered off a body, trying to get it through. Could not. Darcy Johal with a presence in the attacking zone. Lauren Spino at the far point, down low. And there is the aforementioned Johal. Canceled out, though, nicely. Through center comes Aiden Roberts. Roberts hoists it deep. Forecheck pressure from Gertzen as her teammates start a change. Exit pass through center. Reeled in by Prive. Prive drills it down into the Balmoral Hall zone. We're almost 5 minutes into the second period. Still just 1-0. Blazers in front on their power play tally from Misswagen in that opening period. Goal came at 11:29. Escaping here comes Kavar. She's one-on-one. Kavar up the wing. Some help defensively here now for the Winterhawks, and she has stood up in the slot. Nice defensive play. Good back check as well from Stella Scott, aiding Sydney Fess, who made that strong play. Shot from the point through, and a save made off the leg pads of Ryan Basillo with a little traffic. Collared in at the point again. Flipped by Dinnin towards Basillo. She'll stick it away. Reverse near corner. And the long exit feed. Swatted. Tap through center. Graves gets it across the Balmoral Hall line. Now the exit pass. Numbers, Lyon. Lyon trying to get a burst. Lyon tucks it back out front. Collared in, a backhander blocked. Still loose in the slot. Kicks around near the crease and hoisted back to center ice. Getting that puck out of harm's way. In towards the netminder, Schroeder. Still saucer it right back up the ice again. Dancing to the NAHA line. Sandilands, though, was stood up on that play. So Sandilands had the scoring chance again if she would have gotten through after the last 2-on-1 for Balmoral Hall. Now a player goes down along the boards and a whistle to stop play. The puck is frozen underneath of Cockerill. Janae Cockerill, 2021 defenseman, 3 points on the year for the Blazers out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Again, 28 games on the 2 sheets of ice here at Pagula Ice Arena at Penn State. $102 million facility. Walloped into the zone by Aiden Roberts after the push by the Winterhawks to start the period. It's been the Blazers here the last few minutes with some zone presence. Clock wasn't running there for a moment. 13:55 to go here in the period. 1-0. Balmoral Hall in front. Forsberg up the boards. Here's Darcy Johal again. Deep it goes. Johal pursues, but swept away from her. Gertzen Gavar at center. Gets it up the boards and deep. And a whistle to stop play. It's going to be icing. Did not have the red line. Just over 6:30 into the second period. Still 1-0 Balmoral Hall in front. Face-off won by NAHA. Johal, a shot from the slot. And that one goes wide. Near point Bonifacio. Couldn't get it deep. Collared in again, though. Tucked back into the slot. Pursued there. Tangle of bodies there in front of the net. Prevented Stella Scott from bursting through. Back to Bonifacio at the line. Cross to the far point. Spino down low side of the goal. Pitched out front off a body. Sitting in the crease and covered up by an alert Megan Schroeder. Maya Graves took a hit there at the end of the play. Knocked down. Chelsea Dinnan has had a presence at both ends of the ice. 7:09 into the second period. Still 1-0. Balmoral Hall School on that first period power play tally from Kennesaw Misswagen. Her first goal of the year right now, the difference here in this one. Exit pass finally does leak on through to center. Zaharia had trouble with it. Now the pass to Sandilands gains the attacking zone. Sandilands trying to work it deep along the boards. Could not. That went off a skate. Back checking Graves into the far corner and now moved out by the defense. Whacked right back across the NAHA line and still an offside on the play, so whistle. Face-off goes back to center, 12:27 left second period. 1-0 score in favor of those wearing the white, green, and yellow. Bouncing puck plops down The center ice logo. Wristed in by the Blazers. Fess, far boards. Chip through to center. Chance for an odd man rush. But the lead pass intended for Callie Forsberg denied at the blue line. Not sure that was the best option on that play. Now a 2-on-2 and chipped in to the Winterhawks zone by Dana Gertzen. Not only can NAHA score, they are stout defensively. And this looks like it may end up being a defensive-oriented game. Janae Cockerill, one of those defensemen for Balmoral Hall, will start this rush. Now up the near boards, Gavar. Gavar juggles, trying to gain the zone. Finally across the blue stripe and in. Retrieved by Guay. Alexi Guay up the far boards. Cut off, though, by Esposito. Trickles back towards the slot, chipped through to center. Bounds over the stick of Prive. Had a chance for a 2-on-1. Yellowega hops up, gets it to the red line, but back comes Prive. Prive into the Blazers zone. Chips it deep. She's to it first. Swings it up the boards to the point. Legou there along the boards for Prive. Tucks it far corner, Johal. Out front behind Graves into the slot. And bank back to center ice. Nikki Legou from the red line, wristed in. That left-handed shot into the Balmoral Hall zone. Johal creating havoc behind the goal as Schroeder quickly skates back into her crease. Blazers have it. Esposito gloves it neutral zone. Esposito with Holden on her. 1-on-4 into the attacking end. She'll head off and change after it's dumped in. As we close in on the midway point here of the second period and of this second game. A 1-0 lead for Balmoral Hall School. Turnover, though, inside their own territory. Ali Legou along the boards, back to the point, but that was vacated by Holden. She secures it at center. Trouble for Stella Scott. Nice work by Catherine Lyon. Here's a blue line shot wide. Zaharia released that shot, then headed off to change. Couldn't be gathered in at the near point by Catchaway. Fortunately for her, her teammate Caitlin Brissett aided her defensively. Takes a weird carom off the end boards, bounces out front. Collected, though, and up the ice from left to right. Balmoral Hall. Deep, it's Bonifacio. Her team looking for something here offensively. Perhaps it's Forsberg. It is Forsberg, a 2-on-1. Can she get it started? Forsberg's pass out front, blocked off a skate. Karen wide of the post. Misswagen had the block. The lone defenseman back, point to point. Guay now skating into the slot. Guay bobbles the puck, taken away by Balmoral Hall. 9:10 left here in the second. Misswagen, who has the lone goal, dumps it in on net. Kicked away by Basillo. As the Blazers change, they've been managing their shifts well here in this game. Dinnan in the neutral zone as that puck pinball around. Looks like the faceoff is going to stay here at center. Looked like an offside call, I believe. So there's traffic right at that NAHA line. Faceoff is won by Kavar, D to D, and lifted into the zone. Bounds down into the near corner. Guay's back for it. Pivots. Kavar comes up with it. Kavar down low for Esposito. Knocked away, though, by the Winterhawks. Exit pass to Johal. She'll meander down the ice. Splits the D, but doesn't have the puck. She retrieves far corner, collecting there. Behind the net, shut off. Smacked back through to the high slot. Esposito carries through center out of her own zone. Chips it up the far boards and down. That creates a change opportunity for the Blazers. Guay, though, right back up the ice. Guay feeds the pass out of the reach of Stella Scott. Now the Winterhawks look to cycle. Guay at the point, couldn't hold. Sandilands through. A 1-on-1 to the Winterhawks line. Good defensive play made by Fess. Guay joins the rush. Drags into the slot. Knifes out front. Shot and a save by Schroeder off the right pad. A couple of nifty moves to create that chance. Not done yet here on the attack. A shot by Fess. Wide. Guay tried to one-time it from the near circle. She fanned. Pinned in the near corner. Gway at the half boards. 7:30 left in the second period. Bounces free, dancing out front, shot! Scores! Emily Prive took advantage of a puck that went off the referee. Tucks it in. And Balmoral Hall in disbelief inside its own zone. And a 1-1 game as NAHA ties it up with 7:24 left here in the second period. Prive with her 4th of the year. On the puck that went off the referee, took advantage, and it's a 1-1 game. 7:24 to go in the second. Conversation with the coaching staff, which obviously is displeased that they got the bad end of an unlucky bounce. So a 1-1 game. Chance again for the Winterhawks. Good back check, though, by Balmoral Hall. Lyon will speed up the ice, and she stumbles down. Does get the puck deep, though, in the attacking zone. 3-on-2. Far wing pass, onside. A shot released by Prive, and a great skate save made by Schroeder. Half boards Forsberg. Forsberg surveys. Goes down low, out of the reach of Johal. Far corner Crayenbill. Back to center, past Holden and down. So Miswagon, the power play goal in the first for Balmoral Hall. Even strength goal for Prive here at 12:31 of the second. Tie this game at 1. 1-1 our score, 6:20 left in the second period. Puck inside the Blazers zone. End boards Bassett. Bassett feeds it near corner. Dished along, back towards the point, skated to center. Crayenbill rifles in. Goes past the netminder Basillo. Far corner Gertzen. Gertzen strolls the goal line. Tries to twist it out front, bounces on goal. Basillo covers. Leaning out to her right. .14:04 into the second period, 1-1 the score. Another tight game. First game was a 5-2 win for the Tigers out of Ridley College. It was a 5-2 win, but a pair of goals late. Really was a one-goal game much of the way, 3-2, with the game-winning goal belonging to Shaylin Snow, who's now tied for the league lead in goals scored with 15. Back to the blue line. Holden, far circle. Winterhawks look for the lead. Blocked away at the side of the goal by Miswagon. Trouble here for Dinnan. Dinnan along the boards. Skates free, outlets. Holden battling with Gavar. Gavar gets it into Winterhawks territory. Quickly excavated. Numbers for NAHA. Into the slot. Shot blocked. Stella Scott couldn't get her own rebound. Lassoed in the slot again. Knifing free. A shot. Scores! Callie Forsberg gives NAHA the lead 2-1. With 5:03 to go here in the second period. Forsberg with her third of the year. Comes at 14:57. And she made the play in the slot. A couple of nice dekes there. A dangle as well to create some space, and she gives her team its first lead of the game. So it took until the 12:31 mark of this second period for the high-octane Winterhawks to get going, but they are firing on all cylinders now. Back on the attack they come once again. Move back to the blue line. Trouble there, but held along the boards, preventing a breakout the other way. Bonifacio near point, rifles off the end boards. Trickles side of the goal. Forsberg is tied up. Here comes Balmoral Hall, up the ice, Lyon. Lyon drills it in. She'll head off and change, though. Spino through center. Bassett right back into the Winterhawk zone. Her pass could not be secured by Gertzen. Now it's Gertzen feeding it deep into the corner. Return for Gertzen, intercepted by Bonifacio. Bonifacio banks Forsberg. Forsberg 1-on-2. Forsberg, Johal joins her. Into the rush, cuts into the zone. Knifes out front, trickling backdoor off the skate. Shot save made by Schroeder. Markovsky with that try. Johal back to the blue line. Collides with Fess. Fess collects. Fess skating into the circle. Centering pass blocked away. And Balmoral Hall gets it down the ice. That's going to be wide of the net and down for an icing. With 3:40 left in the second period, 2-1. NAHA in front. Goals from Prive and Forsberg in this frame to rally to tie and then take the lead. Face off to the right of Schroeder. NAHA unable to possess. Carried through center by Dinnan. Lugs it to the Winterhawks line. Sends it off the goaltender's stick. She retrieves deep at the end boards. Dinnan using her frame. Boots it side of the goal. Dinnan out front. Looking for Kavar. Kavar back towards the blue line. Circles back. Loops the puck deep again. Esposito. Kavar. Dinnan the forwards. Dinnan out front on the pass. But nice defensive play made by Fess in her own zone. Comes free again out in front of the goal. Guay is there, pestered by Kavar. Two of the better players on the ice. Kavar has it. No, back to the point. Esposito winds it deep. They need a change. Balmoral Hall will get it as Fess skates it out behind her goal. Now the exit pass to center. Stella Scott. Oh, shot off the goal. 2-1, NAHA leads with 2:40 left in the second period. Flipped in towards the net again, kicked down by Basillo. Nikki Legou out from behind her net to Forsberg. Forsberg broke the tie with her third of the year. NAHA, a 2-on-2 shot, whistles wide off the stick of Bjornsson. Bjornsson goes towards the goal, Forsberg carries deep. Now Bjornsson far corner. Bjornsson. Back to the blue line. Holden will wind and drive. Blocked. Holden again. Fires down low. That's blocked in the slot. Still tied up. Bjornsson spills down. And played away from Kennedy Cooper. Out to center ice. Backhander by Crayenbill in deep. She'll take this opportunity to change with 2 minutes left here in the second period. 2-1. NAHA in front. Kavar knifing. Trip down at the blue line. That's going to be a penalty. Trying to sling that pass for Dinnan on the wing. And Balmoral Hall will get its second power play. They are 1 for 1 with the man advantage in the game. Penalty against Holden for tripping. So with 1:48 left here in the second period, a golden chance to tie it up for the Blazers. Face-off will come to Basillo's glove side. And it's won by Balmoral Hall. Center point drive. That went off the skate in the slot and kicked back to center. Miss Wagon had that chance. Now a shorthanded opportunity for Markovsky. She gets a breakaway, fires and scores! Top shelf. Ellie Markovsky, 8th goal of the year, shorthanded goal. And that gives NAHA the 3-1 lead. Comes just 12 seconds into the power play. 3 goals here in the period from 3 different goal scorers. Big shorthanded goal. In a way that nullifies the power play tally earlier. Even strength. It's been all Winterhawks. Esposito trying to get it back now for Balmoral Hall with 1:22 left in the period. The power play could elapse over into the third. Here's a snipe. Save made by Basillo. Tucked right back out front. Pitched on goal again, Kavar. And Basillo shuts the door. She says no. 1:13 left in the period. 3-1. NAHA. Winterhawks certainly the speedier team. And used their speed that time for the shorthanded goal. Still time, though, for Balmoral Hall School here on the power play. Doug Free, backdoor pass blocked away. Miss Wagon again in the slot, has that bounce over her stick. Miss Wagon carries back to the line. Kavar far circle shot, butterfly save made by Basillo. Esposito with that constant presence out front, lurking. 55 seconds left here in the second period. 3-1, NAHA leads it. Goals from Prive, Forsberg, and Markovsky in the period. Big face-off win on the kill, and it does leak through Miss Wagon again. Now it's going to be a 2-on-0 short-handed. They already have one. Forsberg out front, return pass back to Forsberg on the give and go. One too many passes, no shots. Forsberg working with Bjornsson here short-handed, the forwards. Guay and Fest, the defenseman. This is a pretty dynamic puck-moving unit for NAHA. 24 seconds left in the period, 35 on the power play. Holden's in. Right now her team has a shorthanded goal and a 2-on-0 here shorthanded, as NAHA has put its stamp here on the game in this second frame, outscoring Balmoral Hall 3-0. 4 seconds until the period concludes, and with the puck at center, it will end. With a 3-1 lead for NAHA, goals from Prive, her fourth, Forsberg, her third, and Markovsky shorthanded, her eighth in the period. And they'll bring out the Zamboni, take care of the ice. Through 40 minutes, it's NAHA 3 and Balmoral Hall School 1. We'll have the third period here coming up. Back at Penn State University and Pagula Ice Arena, Hockey Valley, or Happy Valley as many know it as well. 3-1. NAHA, NAHA, the Winterhawks, U-19 leading it 3-1 thanks to a short-handed goal by Ellie Markovsky here on this penalty kill, extending their lead. Still 10 seconds left now to kill after the opening faceoff possessed by the Winterhawks to start the period. And ready to come out is Sophie Holden. She's out, and they are at full strength. The teams are now 5-on-5. 15 seconds into this third period, a 3-1 lead for the Winterhawks atop the league once again. And here they come out of their own territory, lifted through center behind Forsberg, who has one of the 3 goals. It's Miss Wagon cutting it off. She has the lone tally for Balmoral Hall School. That came in the first period on the power play. Now 1 for 2 on the power play in this game. To the point, Kavar along the boards. Jammed back free. Tapped and picked up by Bjornsson to center. Now D to D. Fess from Guay through center ice. That rattles right past Kennedy Cooper. Cooper goes in deep, stays with the play, nearly took it out front. Backhanded up the boards by Lyon, not through. Shot by Holden. That rings to the far half boards. JWHL is there. Balmoral Hall School was not able to get many opportunities 5-on-5 in that second frame. Certainly will need to generate more here in this third period if they are going to get any sort of a comeback against the Winterhawks. JWHL near corner along the boards. Markovsky tied up, comes back towards the point and through. Here's a 2-on-1 and chipped in deep by Crayenbill. Crayenbill that time did not elect to take the 2-on-1 rush. Instead she chipped. I'm not sure she recognized that she had a teammate with her. Gertzen also some forecheck pressure for the Blazers. Shot Roberts. Blocked before it could get down low. Leaks on through Miss Wagon. Back at her own line. Curls and bolts through center. Darts into the attacking zone. Snipes in a glove save. Made by the netminder Basillo. 2:10 into the third. 3-1. NAHA in front. Miss Wagon the power play goal back at 11:29 of the first period. And then 3 goals for the Winterhawks in that second period. Prive, Forsberg, and Markovsky. Markovsky's coming short-handed. Quick rifle there off the face-off. Trying to go high blocker. Nearly snuck that shot through. And one of those top scoring units out there right now for the Blazers. Although Miss Wagon has to retrieve the puck all the way deep in her own territory. Hit by Stella Scott. Gets the puck through. Dinnan not out. Now carried to center ice by Esposito. Kavar behind the defense. Couldn't get that pass past Delaney Bonifacio, however. Back on the attack comes Ali Legou. Splits into the slot shot. Great save. Schroeder into the butterfly. Had that one off her chest. Kavar to center. Pass a bit behind its intended target, Chelsea Dinnan. Bjornsson up the ice. Bjornsson 1-on-3 in the slot. Sticked away by Schroeder. Schroeder with that goals against below 3 coming in. Save percentage just below 900. Great numbers for all of the Winterhawks goalies. They've split time between Basillo and Bulliard this year. Collected. And Guay. Lead pass. Forsberg. Forsberg. Breakaway. Shoots and scores! Callie Forsberg with her second of the game, and it's a 4-1 lead for NAHA. Got just a step on the defenseman, and she rifles one home. So Forsberg now with her third and fourth goals of the season here in this one. Headed to Bemidji State, and that extends the lead for the Winterhawks. 4-1 the score. Comes 3:13 into this third period. 4 unanswered now. It took the Winterhawks a bit of time to get going offensively here this morning. Kavar had that initial push for Balmoral Hall in the first period. Out front, Esposito pinching in, but covered up by Ryan Basillo. Ever since, though, the first couple of minutes, The North American Hockey Academy, the Winterhawks, have dominated 5-on-5 play. Balmoral Hall's lone goal coming on the power play, their second power play. At the tail end of that second period, it was not as effective as the first. Actually allowed a shorthanded goal from Markovsky, and that's really when you felt like the game started to turn. Almost 3:50 into this third. Puck pinballs around at the blue line, squirted deep. Esposito reels it in, flings it behind her goal up the far boards. Holden's waiting for it, though, at the point. Holden will gun, tipped, and a great save by Schroeder off her left pad. Little friendly fire there on the redirect from her own defenseman, but the deflection did not fool the goaltender. Forked into the air, batted up the far boards, and taken by Kavar through center. And from the red line, she'll wrist off a leg and go off to change. Nikki Legou from behind her net. Neutral zone pass off a stick. Collared in at the Balmoral Hall line. Centering pass back out front off a body. On the return, feed intended for Stella Scott. Hoisted deep by Gertzen. Gertzen barrels behind the net. Burrows in, nearly came up with the puck. Instead, it's Holden reversing near corner. Bjornsson calling for it along the wall. Appeared to be a cross check there, but no call. Spino trying to get it out. Finally does, ripping it cross ice. But a good presence here for Balmoral Hall, and now a hit and a penalty. Going to get a hook along the wall. And it's going to go once again against Sophie Holden, her second penalty of the game. And Balmoral Hall goes on its third power play, 1 for 2. Certainly need one here, trailing by 3 with 14:52 left in this third frame. Again, 28 games at Penn State this weekend for the JWHL, U16s, U19s, both here. Fantastic facility. Dinnan trying to get in the slot, but that was poked away. Had a chance earlier to walk around the facility. It is spotless, a beautiful place to play hockey on a great college campus. Behind Esposito and cleared back in. Esposito, Kavar, and Dinnan, the forwards out there for Balmoral Hall. It's Kavar carrying up the ice, lugs it into the attacking zone, wheels wide, slams on the brakes. Miss Wagon back at the near point, had to go through her 5-hole, and another short-handed breakaway. Markovsky looking for another, fires and rung it off the post, trying to go high glove. 6 minutes into this third, and Balmoral Hall still has some life. But they're going to need a power play tally. There's 1:03 left on the penalty to Holden. Lead pass into the zone. Zaharia enters. Slings it along the boards. That's intercepted. Back to center come the Winterhawks again. Good work by Lyon. Strips it away, and at the blue line, she'll stroll deep. Lyon muscles towards the side of the goal. Throws it on. Save Basillo. 45 seconds left here on the power play. The best chance, though, coming short-handed for Ellie Markovsky, who had a short-handed goal at the tail end of the second period. At that point, making it a 3-1 game. Goal from Callie Forsberger, second of the game here in this period, extending the lead to 4-1. Third power play. And a shot from the point. That one's kicked away. At the point again, Yalawega gets the return at the center point. Yalawega sizes it up. Instead, it goes near circle. Zaharia trying to go high glove. And she rifles high and wide. Far point shot. Knuckles off the end board. Side of the goal. Kept from the reach there of Sandilands. Zaharia calling for it. Center point. Yalawega, Zaharia. Cross ice. Shot. Scores! Right at the tail end of the power play. A goal for Caitlin Bassett. 4-2, so don't count out the Blazers just yet. Great puck movement there on the power play. Cross-site pass to Bassett, and she has her first goal of the year. A defenseman hopping up into that far circle. Iloega and Zaharia going to get assists on that goal. So a 4-2 game now. Comes at the 7:02 mark of the period. Puck goes up into the benches. So teams now exchanging goals in this third period. So the deficit is back to 2 for the Blazers out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Sure, it's been quite a thrill for folks in that area with the Jets back in town, back where they belong. Puck bulleted down the ice, and that's down for icing. Face off to the right of Megan Schroeder, who's made some big saves in this period, keeping her team in it. She's really good low. Pucks along the ice, her leg pads. She's made some great kick saves. Balmoral Hall can't get it out. Holden holds her shot, though, off Graves. Rattles back to center. Trouble here for NAHA. Centering feed comes through, a backhander wide by Crayenbill. A defenseman spilled down. A shot from a bad angle. Score! Dana Gertzen from below the goal line. Got it on goal, and it bounces off of Basillo and in. It's 4-3 in the blink of an eye. Pair of goals scored just over 30 seconds apart, and Dana Gertzen getting the puck on goal. Just shot it out of the corner and in. Gertzen, her 5th of the year. Whenever you get the puck on goal, good things happen. There are some teams that call this building home that know that. 4-3. So all of a sudden, we've got a 1-goal game here, just as it looked like the Winterhawks were about to put this one away. And a 2-on-1, trying to get it back. And a shot. Score! Sonia Björnsson on the 2-on-1, taking the shot herself. Just like that, it's a 5-3 Winterhawks lead. So 3 goals have been scored here over the span of less than 50 seconds. Prive, Markovsky, Björnsson, and Forsberg with a pair of goals. Off the end boards, another shot released from the near circle. Dinnan trying to get it right back, and her shot was blocked. Miswagon, Bassett, and Gertzen, the goals for Balmoral Hall School. Lead is back to 2 for NAHA. 2 stout defensive teams coming in. Certainly know how to score as well. Gavar using her size and strength, and the captain keeps it in the zone. Guns it down low off the end boards. Tied up in the far corner. Esposito there, centering for Kavar. That one just evaded her reach on that pass from Dinnan. Back the other way, intercepted on the attempted clear. Prive, shot blocked, centers again, shot diagonally into the corner, that was blocked. Markovsky had that go off a body. Fest trouble at the point, stolen away by Dinnan. Dinnan's 1-on-4, gets some aid now. Hopping into the rush comes Sandilands. 20-20 forward. 4 goals on the year. She'll peel behind the goal. Into the far corner, though. She's hit into the corner. Catherine Lyon couldn't get the pass, and now the Winterhawks back through center. Knifed on free. Up the near wing. Space and a rush and an offside. A late whistle there as Kennedy Cooper came darting towards the net. So 5-3 NAHA with 10:49 left in the third. Neutral zone draw is won by the Winterhawks. Quickly moved D-to-D. Guay rifles into the zone. Guay, the leading scorer in the league with 24 points, headed to Boston College. Slot shot rises high off the stick of Ellie Markovsky. Dancing the goal line, strolling out front, a shot from Guay, who is in deep. Held in again. Guay's calling for it. She gets it near corner. Guay, the return pass to Scott. Stella Scott back to the point. Fess will wind and drive. Save by Schroeder. Collared in at the far point, Graves. Graves along the boards. Great work by the Winterhawks here. Some of their best players out there. Stella Scott excavates in the corner. Stella Scott peels along the boards. Bolting in. Sandilands comes up with it, but can't get it out. Stella Scott has it again. To the point it comes. Now to the near point. Guay finds Fess. Her shot blocked. Zaharia blocked it. Off the boards, though, Graves to Guay at the point. She'll stroll the line, poked back to center. But Sydney Fess there to aid, also heading to Boston College. So those two defensemen each going to BC. Should have a big impact on Chestnut Hill with their size and puck moving ability. Great speed, probably their best attribute. Collision of two in the corner, and with 9:10 to go in the third. Balmoral Hall attempting to rally again, trailing by 2, gets it down the rink into the Winterhawk zone. Emily Prive, though, behind her goal, being responsible at both ends of the ice. Gets the puck back to center. Aiden Roberts bolts after it there. Pass chipped into the zone for Gertson out of her reach. Gertson had the bad angle goal to make it a 1-goal game prior to Gertson having that goal matched by Bjornsson here in this third frame. 8:40 to go. Balmoral Hall numbers through center. Rattles across the Winterhawks line, but Holden prevents the puck from leaking deep. Cockerill at her own line, gave it away. Holden stays with it, shoots it through the net mouth. Back to the far point. That goes off Johal through center. Nothing develops this time for Balmoral Hall. Into the zone, Johal. Johal into the slot, far circle, out front. Looking for Markovsky coming in. Schroeder had to kick it away. Schroeder peers right. Scrum for the puck behind her net with 8 minutes left in the third. And now a whistle as the puck is frozen there with 7:56 remaining. 5-3, NAHA has the lead. 3 goals in this period. 2 belong to the Blazers. Make it 4 goals in this period and 2 belonging to NAHA. Forsberg and Bjornsson for the team in front. Bassett and Gertson for the team trailing. Johal centers, center point. Wristed along the boards. Spino working that blue line now. Speeds over, couldn't hold the vacated zone. Comes all the way free. Kavar backpedaling to the zone offside. Delaney Bonifacio was back defensively for the Winterhawks. They'll be sure to have one defender back at all times now with a 2-goal lead. Started to slip for a moment. It was whittled to 1 at 4-3, but 3 goals scored in the span of 50 seconds. We had some helter-skelter action here at Pagula Ice Arena. Face-off 1, back to the point again, Spino. Spino along the boards. Stella Scott. Stella Scott treks deep. Backhands it back to the line. Point to point, Spino. Spino shot, tip, save, Schroeder on the redirect out front. Some traffic there. And it was Scott making her presence known near the crease. So still 5-3 with 7:28 left in the third. Face off to Schroeder's right. Without Schroeder, this could be even more lopsided. She's played extremely well. Maybe called upon again here with 7:20 left. Back to center. Kavar was behind the defense, cherry picking. But Delaney Bonifacio has played a nice defensive game for the Winterhawks. Right now, U16's action taking place at the community rink on the other side of the building. A lot of great hockey here at Pagula Ice Arena once again this weekend. The Penn State students are headed home for the holiday break. They get their semester break. They'll be back the second week of January. Shot from Bjornsson. Off the stick, off the end glass, stays in play. Blazers out of their own territory, angled through to center, but corralled there by Sydney Fess. Back up the boards, Roberts at her own line, looking for that lead pass. Goes in deep. Crayonville trekking after it. Guay's there first. Bjornsson trying to get it through and out. Could not. Roberts holds. Bassett as well along the near boards. It's Crayonville deep near corner pestering. Roberts at the half boards. Keeps it in the attacking zone. Crayonville has Gertson out front. Instead feathers it deep for Roberts. Centering pass blocked away. 6 minutes left, third period. 5-3 NAHA. Emily Prive deep. Prive and Forsberg. Forsberg takes the shot. Stays with it. To the point, Holden. Holden back to Forsberg. Couldn't secure it. Instead, it's Cockerill defensively for Balmoral Hall. Exit pass out of her own zone goes errant and down. NAHA was making a change right near the puck, so no icing. 5:30 left in the frame. See if the Blazers have a comeback in them. Iloega couldn't get it free. Instead, NAHA on the attack. Now, Rainbows through center, kicked away at the red line. As once again, there was a cherry picker. This time it was Dinnan. Kennedy Cooper squeezes the puck deep into Blazers territory. At the end board, she's cut off by Catchway. 2020 defenseman. Has yet to record a point this year. But she has the puck. Swats it up the boards. Esposito. Esposito to center Kavar. Kavar with Dinnan. 2-on-2. Forks it near wing. Dinnan. Dinnan. Shot. Save. Basillo off her stick. Into the slot, but well played by the forwards back checking. Puck back to the Blazers line. Lead pass Kavar. Kavar with player going to the goal. Centers out front. Blocked away. Great play by Bonifacio. With the Winterhawks changing, a shot from Thiessen from the top of the near circle, and that one goes off the goal and wide. Punched right back down into the Blazers zone. So the Blazers making a push here, trailing by 2 with 4:20 left. Now a steal by the Winterhawks out front off the stick of the goaltender. Into the slot comes Fess, backhander, save, Schroeder. And she'll hold on, no rebound. Pretty good rebound control throughout the game for Megan Schroeder. 4:13 left in the third period, 5-3. Winterhawks leading the Blazers. Prive, Markovsky, and Bjornsson with goals. Forsberg has 2. Misswagen, Bassett, and Gertson, the goals for Balmoral Hall School. Shot from the near point, sticked away. A lot of action behind Schroeder now. You can hear teams in the background warming up for the next game. They were warming up earlier on the big concourse here at Pagula Ice Arena. Not sure this one's over yet with the flurry of scoring we've had here in the third frame. We have an offside with 3:51 to go in the period. 3 of the 4 goals in this period scored in a span of 50 seconds. The lone goal that wasn't was the one to open it up to a 4-1 lead from Forsberg, her second of the game that came 3:13 into this third. Balmoral Hall had the only goal in the first period, a power play tally from Misswagen. But then a 3-goal second period for North American Hockey Academy propelled them to a 3-1 lead. It was extended to as many as 4-1 before Balmoral Hall made it a 4-3 game with a pair of goals in the frame. Quickly answered, though, by Bjornsson to make it a 5-3 game. That's where we stand. Right now, though, Forsberg's goal at 3:13 of this period would stand as the game winner. Behind the net, it is Forsberg, who has 2. Wraparound try, and that's pushed right through the crease by Alexi Guay, who was in deep. Back to the Winterhawks line, an onside play. Ashlyn Zaharia deep. Canceled out behind the net with 3 minutes to play in the third period. She spills down thanks to some nifty skating from Fess. Off a body, picked up at center, Prive. Prive with Forsberg. Prive into the zone. Teammates changing. Cross-ice pass, looking for Bjornsson. Instead, it's the Blazers. Misswagen the other way. Angled into the zone. Misswagen aiding along the boards. In support, Misswagen out front. Will shoot. Save, Basillo. Misswagen had Crayonville back door, but she was in so tight, I'm not sure she had room to get that pass across. So the goalie's going to stop play. 2:31 left here in the third. A 5-3 lead for the Winterhawks. Blazers with the face-off in the attacking zone. Goaltender still in net. Unable to keep it in, right down the ice. Good play by Kennedy Cooper. Eli Markovsky, one of the forwards out there at the end boards. 2:10 left here in the third. Well, there's certainly a team excited to play up on the concourse, warming up. We'll have more action here coming up throughout the day. See if there's a comeback in store, though, here for the Blazers. Balmoral Hall going to fall behind Ridley College in the standings if they can't come back. Kavar will wind and drive, blocked out front. 1:40 left in the third, and squeezing through back to center, Kennedy Cooper. Kennedy Cooper will shoot, glove saved by Schroeder. 1:32 left in the game, 5-3. NAHA leads it. .92 seconds left. Blazers can't get to the faceoff. From the point it's held. Shot, Bonifacio deflected wide. So NAHA is going to add to its lead in the standings. To center it comes, but walloped right back into the Blazers zone. Picked up, though, squeezing her way through. Good play here, and a shot from a knee wide by Caitlin Bassett. It bounces out front and sprawling down, saved by Basillo with 66 seconds left. No, there's a great broadcast team. Eric, Joe, Kevin, Josh will all be on hand as well this weekend. Timeout here taken prior to the puck drop inside the North American Hockey Academy zone. So Balmoral Hall is going to draw something up. Should be a great slate of action here this weekend. Washington Pride in second in the standings. See if they get a shot at NAHA out of Stowe, Vermont. And then Pacific Steelers in third, 15. Our next game is the New England Hockey Club taking on Washington Pride. So we'll get our first look at Washington Pride here this weekend as these teams make the trek to central Pennsylvania. State College, University Park, the home of Penn State University, and the home of the Penn State Nittany Lions. Pagula Ice Arena, the home of the men's and women's hockey teams. Men's team coached by Guy Godowski and Jeff Campersall, the head coach of the Penn State women's hockey team. Both coached together at Princeton as well before coming here to Hockey Valley. Meandering through center, Stella Scott towards the empty goal. That's just wide. So Balmoral Hall with that net empty and under a minute to play, trailing by 2. NAHA trying to tack another goal on to their league-leading total. Instead, an odd man rush develops for Balmoral Hall. Kavar into the zone, and it's poke-checked away. Great play made by Sydney Fess. I don't think the Winterhawks wanted to give up an odd man rush there. With 30 seconds left, though, seems like they'll be okay. Dinnan saucers up the boards, tipped by Kavar and in, so no icing. 20 seconds remain. Hammered up the boards, trying to get it through to center, could not. Second try, batted to the blue line, collared in there, swept off by Roberts. 10 seconds left, centered, couldn't get it through to Sandelin's back door. Back through center it comes, racing towards the empty net. Picked up, diving back, that's blocked away, and that's how the game will end, with a block to save an empty net goal. So 5-3, NAHA wins it over Balmoral Hall School. Game-winning goal comes from, appropriately, Callie Forsberg, who had a pair of goals here in the win for the Winterhawks. Great goaltending on both sides as well for Ryan Basillo and Megan Schroeder. So we're through 2 games, and this one is won by North American Hockey Academy, 5-3 over Balmoral Hall School. So don't go away. There'll be plenty more action here JWHL action coming up from Penn State in just a bit.